There exists a Star Wars Christmas album that's being hidden from you.
It's a bizarre relic that has been mostly lost to time. So much so that the album's listings on Genius.com is mostly full of missing lyric citations. Which, you know, for the sake of this episode, is a real pain in my ass. And in a world where every last bit of Star Wars media and lore is tracked, how did Lucasfilm let this happen? And how are the Bee Gees partially to blame for it being forgotten? Well, today, let's look at Christmas in the Stars, the weird Star Wars Christmas album that time forgot. But to understand how this happened, we need to rewind. And unfortunately, we need to start here.
We celebrate a day of peace, a day of harmony.
This is a scene from the Star Wars Holiday Special, an ill-conceived television special originally broadcast by CBS on November 17, 1978. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you're already well aware of this project and its terrible reputation. Yes, according to legend, George Lucas tried to destroy every copy. It has never been re-aired and is not readily available in any official capacity and is often cited as the worst thing in any Star Wars canon. So, after the fallout of this disaster of a special, Star Wars wouldn't dare try another Christmas-themed project again, right? Right?
You see, the idea of a Star Wars Christmas album didn't come from a love of Christmas music at all. In fact, it came from a different genre entirely. This is music producer Meco's disco remix of the Star Wars theme. This remix was a mega hit at the time, eventually released on an album called Star Wars and Other Galactic Funk. A reworking of the original Star Wars score updated with a distinctly disco edge. See, this is an album that could truly only have existed during the time that it was produced. But not only did the album exist, it thrived, selling over 1 million copies, surpassing sales of the actual Star Wars soundtrack. It's a weird combination that really shouldn't work, but just kind of does. You see, the success of the album ended up bankrolling a new state-of-the-art recording studio in New York called Power Station. Encouraged by the success, Meco and his partner, Tony Bon Jovi, no relation, set their sights on an even quirkier project, a Star Wars Christmas album. And after the face-planting embarrassment that was the Star Wars Holiday Special, something miraculous happened. Lucas agreed to discuss the idea. But Lucas trusted Meco's team, especially given their prior success. In fact, the Star Wars disco hit had earned Lucas and composer John Williams pretty considerable royalties, putting Lucasfilm in good favor with Meco and Bon Jovi. The concept from the start was to target young Star Wars fans. As Meco pitched it, the album would feature Star Wars characters in festive scenarios, blending the galaxy far, far away with more familiar earthly Christmas traditions. But the hope was not only to make one album, but to start a whole series of annual Star Wars Christmas releases if the first one was successful. And with Lucasfilm's green light, Meco assembled a creative team and got to work in mid-1980. Enter Maury Yeston, a young Yale music professor and struggling musical theatre composer who Meco and Bon Jovi brought on board in the fall of 1980. Drawing on his theatre background, Yeston immediately argued that a concept album needs to have a narrative through line. If you want to do a Star Wars Christmas album, you have to have a story, even the lightest spine to hang it on. He proposed a unifying premise, Christmas in the Stars. And working from that premise, Yeston outlined a playful story set in a droid toy factory run by Santa's alien relative. C-3PO, R2-D2, and friends would be making toys for S-Claus, Santa Claus's space counterpart. The album was slated for a November release that year, so they had mere weeks to deliver finished songs.
He ended up composing the majority of the album's original tunes, both music and lyrics, effectively giving Christmas in the Stars its voice. The production originally wanted to include even more Star Wars actors. They had Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford if they wanted them. But Meco actually declined, saying that they weren't singers. And let's be honest, after the Star Wars holiday special, they weren't touching this thing with a 10-foot pole. So instead, enter the man who has never turned down a single Star Wars cash grab in the history of the franchise. C-3PO himself, Anthony Daniels. So let's dig into this album and hear a little bit of what the team cooked up, stopping every now and again to explain what the hell is going on.
Oh, my stars, I've never been so busy before. It seems Christmas arrives sooner each year.
This is the title track, Christmas in the Stars. We're treated to the bustling sounds of droids working at a toy factory led by, of course, C-3PO.
Christmas in the stars, Christmas in the stars. What a merry Christmas this will be. Christmas in the stars, out among the stars, lighting up a Christmas tree. Come on everyone and sing.
I mean, it's clearly a cheesy Christmas song, but that's also what they're going for, right? And Anthony Daniels is doing his best to sell this. But it's clear at this point he's just phoning it in, right? Well, turns out there's a reason for that.
I got mistletoe and holly, I got peppermints and lollipops, and 20 different kinds of chocolate bars.
You see, Daniels could only spare a weekend away from his stage acting commitments. So he hopped on a Concorde supersonic jet just to make it in time. He arrived in New York on Saturday morning and went straight to the power station where producer Jon Bon Jovi greeted him with a limo. With essentially no rehearsal, Daniels spent all of Saturday and Sunday recording all of his parts as C-3PO.
I agree, R2. We had better help them. Oh, perhaps Chewie can help too.
Watch out, car 5D4! You are under the mistletoe!
And here's the thing. Anthony Daniels isn't so much singing as he is kind of talking in a vague rhythm.
Christmas in the stars, out among the stars. What a merry, merry Christmas! A very merry Christmas this will be!
Next, we have The Odds Against Christmas. The title itself a reference to an ongoing Star Wars joke.
Sir, the possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
The odds against Christmas being Christmas are 365 to 1. Christmas.
This one's fairly inoffensive. It seems like they've actually got a real singer. He's not bad.
The odds against Christmas being Christmas against love.
Wait, do you hear that? That voice? Wait, shh. Let's isolate that.
Terribly, terribly small. We're so very large that all of the rods should seem terribly, terribly small.
Remember when I said that Jon Bon Jovi was no relation? Yeah, I was lying. Because the person singing this song is his cousin, Jon Bon Jovi. You know, Jon Bon Jovi? Yes, believe it or not, this is Jon Bon Jovi's first credited recording.
The odds against Christmas being Christmas are 365 to 1.
In fact, not only does he sing this song, he co-wrote it as well. See, John came up with the initial idea and demo for The Odds Against Christmas when he was just 17. Yeston polished that song but gave John a writing credit, joking, fair's fair, I'm not the only one who'd be blackmailed by this album.
That all of the rods should seem terribly, terribly small.
You see just how lucky we were.
The odds against Christmas being Christmas
are 365 to 1. Christmas, you see.
Next up, we have the song, What Do You Get a Wookie for Christmas When He Already Owns a Comb?
What can you get a Wookie for Christmas when he already owns a comb? What can you get in a hurry for a furry kind of friend like that to take home?
One of the more annoying songs on the album, but it does come with a genuine Star Wars audio Easter egg.
Yeah, you hear those Chewbacca sounds? Yeah, they're legit. See, all the sound effects on this album were supplied by renowned Star Wars sound designer Ben Burtt.
He gave the production a slew of official Star Wars sounds from the film archives.
So that's what you get a Wookie for Christmas when he already owns a comb.
Another song that Yeston contributed included the song Bells, 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 where C-3PO explains the concept of ringing bells to R2-D2.
I cannot believe the question. It's like, what is indigestion? Not that bells and indigestion are the same. Bells, 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 the thing they do is ring. Bells, 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 what happy thoughts they bring.
Now, say what you want about the quality of the songs, but the production on these is pretty great. This project ended up involving over 70 people. Bon Jovi tapped many of the best session musicians in New York to play on the backing tracks. The album's credit list is an entire orchestra's worth of personnel. And in fact, one groundbreaking aspect of the production was its use of digital recording technology. In 1980, recording music digitally was still a brand new frontier.
You see, Christmas in the Stars became one of the first mainstream albums to be recorded and mixed entirely digitally.
Song of bells.
And that, if you've been listening, is bells.
Meanwhile, Meco himself contributed the concept for the little ditty called R2-D2, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, envisioning it as a showcase for children's voices and R2-D2's beeping sounds.
R2-D2, we wish you a Merry Christmas. R2-D2, we love you, it's true.
To generate a festive choral sound in R2-D2, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, the producers decided to recruit a children's chorus. Bon Jovi arranged for about 50 kids from his old high school in New Jersey to come in and sing. They packed Studio A with children and hung microphones in each corner of the room to capture gang vocals. The results were not great. According to Yeston, there was a percentage of kids who couldn't sing. So we put all of those kids under one of the 4 microphones, and then we just kept that microphone off.
R2-D2, we love you, it's true. R2-D2, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
We hope our little message gets to you.
One planned song on the album Closer, The Meaning of Christmas, became one of the album's biggest hurdles.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Who are you?
Why, I'm S. Claus, of course.
Wait a minute. There is no image match with 3PO sighting. Where is the round little belly that shakes like jelly?
Look, he's putting on a red suit.
But where's the beard?
You know, I think you have me confused with Santa Claus. I'm his son.
Oh, what does he mean?
I think he means Christmas. But, Mr. Claus, pardon me for asking, but what does Christmas really mean? Could you explain it to us?
Of course. I would be happy to. The meaning of Christmas. Christmas is a time for joy.
This song gives us an introduction to S. Claus, a robotic version of Santa Claus who tells the droids all about Christmas.
But this song was not originally meant to be sung by this newly invented character. Believe it or not, this song was originally intended for Yoda. At the time, Yoda had just been introduced in The Empire Strikes Back, and Yeston thought the wise little Jedi Master would be a perfect person to deliver the message about peace and love and kindness.
Christmas rings on every door.
George Lucas got cold feet about Yoda's song. As the album neared completion, word came down from Lucasfilm that Lucas had serious reservations about mixing overt religious meaning into Star Wars. In fact, Lucasfilm briefly reportedly cancelled the album outright over the issue. Meco was distressed at the news, but Yeston personally called Lucasfilm's then VP Sid Gaines to make an impassioned case to fix the problem rather than scrap the album. He proposed to rewrite the meaning of Christmas from scratch, removing any religious overtones. In the new version, the meaning of the holiday is explained in simple terms of festive traditions: decorating trees, exchanging gifts, being with friends. No mention of the Force or anything potentially sensitive.
So that's it. Christmas is the feeling we get this year when we care for each other.
This is by far the most overbearing song on the album, clocking in at an excruciating 8 minutes long.
I can love you, my gift to you.
8 minutes of this meaningless fluff.
And may the Force be with you always.
Now that we have survived that album, let's talk a little bit about its release. By early November 1980, the album was complete and shipped off for manufacturing just in time. And believe it or not, Lucasfilm continued to give the project its full support. The cover art, featuring C-3PO and R2-D2 in Santa's workshop surrounded by toys with a red-suited S-Claus and Chewbacca peeking in, was illustrated by famed Star Wars concept artist Ralph McQuarrie. They got the original artist in for this camp little side project. Well, kind of. You see, McQuarrie had actually painted this scene for Lucasfilm's 1980 company Christmas card. This painting was simply repurposed as an album cover with some added text and graphics. And with that, Christmas in the Stars hit store shelves on November 1980, just in time for the Christmas season. The album was released by RSO Records, the label of Bee Gees fame, on November 14, 1980, in both 12-inch vinyl LP and cassette formats. The album's first pressing was 150,000 copies, which was a pretty significant number for a novelty record. RSO also released a 7-inch single off the album, What Can You Get a Wookie for Christmas When He Already Owns a Comb, with the B-side of R2-D2 We Wish You a Merry Christmas. In terms of chart performance, the album and single achieved pretty moderate success. What Do You Get a Wookie for Christmas, the single, managed to reach number 69, nice, on the Billboard Top 100 in late December 1980. The actual album fared slightly better, peaking at number 61 on Billboard's album chart the week of Christmas 1980. While those positions didn't make it a giant hit, they're pretty respectable for a seasonal specialty record. In addition, on radio, What Can You Get a Wookie for Christmas actually garnered airplay on top 40 and adult contemporary stations as a holiday novelty tune. Lucasfilm was pleased enough with the outcome that George Lucas decided that he should share the credit for the album's concept. After the first pressing was released, Lucas's office contacted Meco with a polite request. Could future pressings list concept by George Lucas and Meco? Meco was totally fine with that, saying he'd be honored to have Lucas's name precede his. RSO was prepared to add Lucas's name on a second pressing of the LP jackets. However, the second pressing never happened. You see, in an ironic twist, Christmas in the Stars became a victim of external circumstances unrelated to its performance. In early 1981, RSO Records abruptly shut down its operations worldwide. The shutdown was a result of a legal dispute and falling out between RSO and its biggest stars, the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees, who had delivered monster hits for RSO all throughout the 70s, sued RSO's owner, Robert Stigwood, over royalties. And rather than litigate, Stigwood decided to just fold the record label entirely in 1981. Meco recounts walking up to the RSO's New York office a few weeks after the album's release, only to find the doors padlocked by the sheriff. This sudden collapse meant that Christmas in the Stars immediately went out of print. RSO had shipped the initial 150,000 copies to retail, but now there would be no more further distribution, no more reorders, and no second printing with Lucas's name. The album's commercial life was cut short just as it was finding its audience. Jon Bon Jovi later said that those hopes for a series of Star Wars Christmas albums were dashed when the label went out of business right as Christmas in the Stars was released. And with RSO's demise, Christmas in the Stars became both the first and last Star Wars Christmas album. With RSO Records gone, Christmas in the Stars entered a strange limbo throughout the 1980s. The album had become hard to find, turning into a cult item traded among Star Wars enthusiasts and record collectors. As of 2025, the album isn't consistently on any streaming service, possibly due to rights issues. The album's collectability has only grown. The original 1980 vinyl pressing in good condition can fetch a few $100s in the collector's market, and even the cassette, which was packaged unusually on a blister card, is a prized rarity. One unopened cassette sold recently for over $1,000. In official Star Wars fandom, the album's reputation has actually been rehabilitated to a degree. Lucasfilm's own outlets now freely acknowledge and even celebrate it. StarWars.com has even published articles digging into the album's backstory and trivia, treating it as a fun slice of Star Wars lore. The song Bells, Bells, Bells was even used as a fun Easter egg in the 2021 Marvel TV series Hawkeye.
Here's our guy.
Hey. The character of S-Claus even got an entry in the old Star Wars encyclopedia. And Wikipedia catalogs the album's plot in pretty fair detail. It's all taken with a wink. And today, with Star Wars entrenched in pop culture, Christmas in the Stars is a quirky time capsule of a more experimental era. Fans and critics have largely made peace with it. It's not viewed upon with any anger or embarrassment anymore. It's more kind of viewed with a bemused smile. Hey, thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode. It's been a ton of fun to put together, and I really like stretching out into these weird pop culturally related things. If you like little weird deep dives like this, please let me know because I have a few more that I want to try and make. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw, and until next time, take care.